one of the most important topics is the Syrian issue, you know, and we are in the Mediterranean Yearbook, we like to focus on the Syrian issue, but look at it in the changing new regional context, because the regional context in the Middle East is changing. There are new actors, new issues, and the Syrian issue reflects in a condensed way some of the major problems, frictions in the region. I mean, it is a reflection of both the internal developments in the region, but also it is important in terms of the role of the international actors, you know, and so in the Mediterranean Yearbook we like to focus on the Syrian issue from a more regional perspective, looking at internal developments as well as regional and international. And we also like to focus on the role of new emerging regional actors such as Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and Turkey, as well as Iran. And also look at the rise of sectarian conflicts, you know, and even look at the Kurdish issue, because again, in a condensed way, the Syrian case shows the significance of the rising Kurdish issue, which is very important from the regional perspective and also from the Turkish perspective as well. In addition to the Syrian issue, we also like to focus on the rise of political Islam in governments, in governance all over the Middle East. You know, look at the Egyptian case and other cases, but we would like to focus on the rise of political Islam in government in relation to rise of new political elites in the region, trying to link the rise of new political elites to the rise of new middle classes in the region, because again, all over the region we see the rise of middle classes, you know, and this has been a phenomenon in Turkey. When we look at the Turkish case in the last 20-30 years, we see the rise of new middle classes, and Islamic orientation in Turkey took advantage of that and created, I would say, new middle classes, you know, in different parts of Anatolia. This phenomenon is also becoming quite widespread in the region now. In Egypt, in other places, we see the rise of new middle classes. We'll see whether these new middle classes will be connected to each other in a way, or result in some kind of a trans-regional kind of a middle class, or more isolated and nationalistic, you know, which is an interest. So an important issue is looking at the rise of political Islam in connection to these social developments. But in addition to these critical issues, we also would like to focus on the role of youth in the region, and look at how the youth was important in the beginning of the Arab Spring, but they were somewhat marginalized, you know, in time, and somewhat excluded from important political developments, you know. Furthermore, probably there could be some focus on the role of the media, and the media is also changing, and there's a new role of the media in the region, you know. So these are some of the critical sensitive issues, but in addition to that, we also would like to look at the role of the international actors, not only the United States, Europe, but also China, Russia, the rise of new actors and new powers in the region, and look at the role of EU, you know, which has become somewhat invisible in the region. And even when I look at from the Turkish perspective, EU unfortunately has become invisible in some of the key debates in Turkey, such as we have a debate on the constitution in Turkey. The EU is not visible in that debate. We had, you know, some major political debates, you know, EU is invisible in those debates, and in the region also the role of the EU is becoming less and less visible, you know, and EU as a major transformative power is having less impact on regional internal developments. You know, this is quite, I would say, important. So we will make an assessment of the EU's, let's say, role in the last 2 years, you know. And this is also related with the crisis in Europe. EU has turned inward, you know, and this is quite unfortunate, I would say. And we look at the recent progress report. the EU has made major criticisms of what's going on in Turkey in terms of political reforms. And I think there are very important points of the EU, because Turkey recently has not been able to do much on political reforms. But the problem is that, EU has been publishing these progress reports since 1998, so it has, probably this is the 15th or 14th progress report, and usually in Turkey we always have very good discussions on these progress reports. There are, television programs on progress reports, but this time there wasn't much, and so although the EU has very important points in terms of what's going on in Turkey, there is not much of a discussion of that, and this shows the growing problems in the relationship between Turkey and the EU. EU has lost its leverage over the Turkish political reform process, and this is, I find this quite unfortunate, because EU had such a major impact on the Turkish political transformation, in the last 10 years or so, and as the EU lost that leverage over the Turkish political reform process, and in Turkey the political reform process has really declined. This is a sign of the problematic relation between Turkey and the EU. So the points of Turkey which are very important and which need to be discussed are not discussed anymore. So I think that in order to have, let's say, a better discussion on all these matters, first of all, the relation between Turkey and the EU should change. If you don't have a positive relationship, if you don't have an improvement in the relationship, if you don't see that there could be a possibility to improve the relationship, then even positive points are not well taken. And this shows the decline in enthusiasm in Turkey, not only among the governing party and governing party, the circles in the governing party, but when you look at the public opinion surveys, you see a major decline in support. So and these things which need to be discussed are not discussed in Turkey anymore, and this is not good for Turkish democracy. This is not good for Turkey's role in the region, because Turkey is trying to have a more effective role in the region. Without the EU anchor, without more democratization in Turkey, the role of Turkey in the region will also be limited. So we need more of EU in Turkey rather than less of EU in Turkey. But in order to have that, first there should be a more positive attitude from the EU towards Turkey. Second, the government should focus more on political reforms, because in order to have more democracy in Turkey, we need to have more political reforms. So most of the points in the report they take a good picture of Turkey, but if the EU does not have the leverage, then what can the EU do on those things? That's one of the problems, really, in terms of Turkey-EU relationship. Turkey definitely has more role in the region compared to 10 years ago, 20 years ago. So Turkish role in the region is growing, But again, there are limits to that role. Turkey cannot do it alone, Turkey should collaborate more with EU, with the United States, with other actors, and if Turkey acts jointly with other actors, and if other actors act jointly with Turkey, they could do more. But I would say that Turkey is doing more on economic issues. For example, there is more collaboration of Turkish entrepreneurs with the entrepreneurs, business people in the region, which is an important development, I would say. Turkey is also collaborating more with the political parties in the region, That's also an important development, because for a long time we didn't have much of a political connection, in terms of political. And as I was saying, there's a new elite in the Middle East, There's a new middle class, and Turkey has a lot of experience there in terms of private sector, in terms of, new religious orientations, in terms of bringing Islam and democracy together, in terms of changing religiously oriented political parties, and bringing them into more secular kind of models. You know, these have been important accomplishments of the Turkish case. So if there is more dialogue, and I think there is now more dialogue with the countries in the region, this is, I would say, a positive contribution of Turkey to the region. But Turkey should also learn from the region, you know, rather than acting as a big brother and trying to impose certain models or etc. Turkey should also learn from the region, from the Egyptian case, from the Tunisian case, from other cases, you know, and there should be, I would say, a more dialogue on all these sensitive issues, because the region is going through a turbulent period. You know, there are all kinds of tensions in the region, and there Turkey, rather than acting on the side of certain groups, let's say, should have a more comprehensive point of view, rather than, because in the region we have all kinds of ethnic conflicts, religious sect conflicts, you know, all those kind of tensions, you know. Turkey should, rather than getting involved in those conflicts, should have more of a more comprehensive outlook in terms of the region.